Welcome everyone to Immigrant Bazaar. Welcome to our channel, which is dedicated to immigrants, everything that matters to immigrants. We're happy to see you again. And as usual, your hosts are myself, Anwar,
and my name is Bahram.
Bahram, thank you very much. And today we're actually going to talk about what to expect from a coding bootcamp. And to discuss this question, which based on the feedback that we got from our subscribers and viewers, is a very hot topic. People really are interested to change careers, get into IT. So today we actually have a very knowledgeable guest, an expert in the field of IT, who actually is a co-founder and also an instructor of Tech Lead Academy, which is a coding bootcamp. So his name is Beknazar Suranchiv. Thank you very much, Beknazar, for coming today.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me here. And as you guys mentioned, my name is Beknazar. I am co-founder of Tech Lead Academy. We are IT bootcamp based in Virginia. And I'm also working as instructor there. Basically, I am software developer and I came from bootcamp experience as well. Myself, I was attending the bootcamp and start working, and after a few years we decided to have our own school. So that's shortly about myself.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, Beknazar has got a lot of background. He's got a lot of certifications, too many to cite here. And I don't even know that much about those certifications. So we're very excited to have him here. We'll start with the first question. Bahram, can you take the floor if you like?
Yeah. I'll start with the first question. Beknazar, probably if you can give us a background about what is bootcamp in terms of benefits of bootcamp versus traditional education, if you can briefly talk about it, and then we have some more detailed questions so that viewers can have their ideas. Thank you.
Sure. So bootcamp is a compressed program or course. Usually it's up to 1 year, 7 months, 8 months, can be 5 months. And the main difference from traditional education is, of course, the time, right? It's much shorter. The reason it's much shorter because what we teach is actually related to specific job position. It's not very general. It's specific job position, specific skills, and specific tools. Now, for example, when student graduates from university, he finds the real job and they're gonna tell him, hey, forget about everything. This is real world. You're gonna do Excel or something like this, right? So, and we actually try to focus on that part where really what actually people do at work. Now, about disadvantages and advantages, it's actually a good question because it has some, and big disadvantage of bootcamps is lack of core knowledge on basic knowledge. Basically, what I can say is in computer science, in our field, bootcamps, people usually lack this algorithms, data structures, super basic things. They know how to build using the tools, which is abstraction already, but they don't know how to, if you go deeper, they might don't know. But whatever the university they give really deep and a lot of theoretical part, right? This is good. But advantages, it's a lot. First advantage, especially for people who, for example, for me as an immigrant, it was really good, I can say, event of my life that I able to study in the bootcamp and change my career to get stable job and so on, right? This is one. Second one is time, much shorter. So you don't need to spend a lot of time.
Beknazar, just following up on that, when you say much shorter, what is the usual duration?
So usual duration is up to 1 year, I think. For example, specifically in our school, we have 2 programs, 7 months and 8 months. 7 months is test automation course and 8 months is full stack developer course. So I think up to 1 year. Yeah, that's what this bootcamp is. Very intensive course where you learn coding, specific tools for specific job.
So I have just probably maybe follow up on the you said 7-8 months you can get different type of certifications from the bootcamp, but what about the prerequisites? So what do you need to know to be able, can somebody without any kind of computer background be able to start understanding basic concepts that you guys are teaching, or are they going to be falling behind as you guys go on?
It's actually a really good question. And now I think there's different programs, right? The programs for roles like tester, test automation, maybe business analyst and scrum master. Maybe it's really possible to, in short time, to get it good and you can start working. But for full stack developer and let's say data science, there's also bootcamps for data science. It's much harder. Now, first mistake I think people might do, okay, over suddenly they decided to become IT professionals, right? I think they pick too hard topic for themselves. They say, okay, I'm gonna be a full stack developer. They start learning full stack, they might attend bootcamp, but the requirement for full stack developer and for tester is really big difference there. It's very hard to pass interview for full stack developer. Now, what I think it's good way of doing, if you ask me, it's actually start with something simple, which is tester, be inside the field, work for maybe 1-2 years, and while working study, and then you can switch to other field, like whatever you like.
So for immigrants, just to clarify, so for immigrants who just as long as they speak English well, right? I mean, making sure English is important.
Yeah,
So
sorry, the prerequisites, right? Sorry, I went to different question. So prerequisite, we don't require any prerequisites. It's yes, understanding the English and speaking English, and also the having the laptop. This is the main prerequisite.
So pretty much, as long as you know English, speak English well, you really don't have to know too much technical, have to have technical background to be able to be a tester, at least a QA, to do quality assurance, right?
Yes,
okay,
to be a tester, it's yes, you don't have to,
that's how you can start. That's how you can start. That's how you can start. I guess get into the industry, and then from there you can move on to different, more deep.
Exactly. I think this is the smartest way of doing it. Yes.
Yeah. I think for our viewers, there are immigrants out there who might be interested in this field. I'm guessing that if even just high school, if they had a good foundation in mathematics, physics, analytical thinking, it's a possibility. So it's good to know, I think.
Yes, definitely.
So I actually wanted to follow up. There's a lot of boot camps out there. I know that yours is relatively new, but you have already had a lot of success with your students. So I'm curious, like if there's someone out there looking for boot camps. You look at their price, right? You look at their track record. Where the alumni went to work and stuff like that. And also probably curriculum. So when someone is looking at these things, for example, curriculum is a very interesting thing. How do you make sure that you choose the right bootcamp with the curriculum that will prepare you well for job market?
So good question. And based on my experience, personally, my experience, I think what is important is the duration of bootcamp. So
duration,
yes. I will talk about curriculum as well, but duration is very important. Now, some schools, I don't know, I don't want to list anyone. If they are saying in 2 months, they will teach you how to become as that, probably it's not a good way of going, because in 2 months, even you cannot finish the basic programming knowledge. So at least it should be 6 months or 5 months, 7 months, 8 months, it's good time. First, we need to take a look at duration. It should be more than 5 months for sure. And second thing about the curriculum, honestly, I cannot exactly tell what is good and what is bad, but so far, if we will talk specifically about test automation engineers, and right now it's very popular in our community, I think Java, Selenium, this kind of tools is still very hot. I think this is what is market asking right now. JavaScript, Protractor, they are getting up to speed, but still 90-80% is Java and Selenium.
Java and Selenium, those two main basically workhorses, right? That if you know those two, you have a good chance.
Okay. Yes.
So what about let's talk about more detail about actual, we talk about 7-8 months. So what about schedule? Like, so if I work full time, right? Let's say I work full time and I have children. So what kind of schedule am I going to be facing in terms of getting to that 7-8 months deadline to get from A to Z in terms of being able to learn almost nothing, and to be able to learn something that I can start applying, to the position.
So I can also speak only for my school. We have
Of course.
schedule that work for people who work as full-time, because we are assuming they have own responsibilities and bills to pay. So it's usually 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. after work hours and over the weekends.
So 7 to 10 p.m. Is it like every day?
Okay, it's 2 times per week, 7 to
2 times
10.
per week. Okay.
2 times per week, and then over the weekends is 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday and Sunday.
Do you guys, so how do you assess the person? I obviously, with whoever was working full time, this is really tough, working.
Yeah.
I mean, working with, nowadays, working everybody at home, you have children at home, some people have children, some people have multiple children. It's a question of your concentration, right? So how do you assess that person is not falling behind? Do you guys have like tests into, specifically in your school, right? I guess just getting idea, how do I know that I'm still doing well? And I know, do you guys do like every 1 month like test or something that, okay, you're not doing well, I think you should kind of start, or you're doing well, okay, you move on? How do you guys know that the person is up to par?
So first thing we do, for sure, we want to at least make sure the students attending each class. This is first. And second thing, we have automated systems for evaluation. Basically, all the homeworks and everything is automatically evaluated, and anytime I can go and check how a student is doing. Yeah, I think this is the main part of how do we do. But honestly, ask me, I will be honest, like there's a lot of drop-offs from IT bootcamps as well. Bootcamp, it's not for everybody, because I think if you can stay focused for a long time and sit 8 hours in front of your computer and try to dig into one problem, then probably it's good for you. But if you like to, if you're like to work with people and you need to talk a lot, maybe it's gonna be hard. So that's what I'm realizing lately working with students.
So usually you check their progress through the homework. You have probably some sort of a system that you track, some sort of learning management system or something like that.
Yeah, we use Canvas. I think it's very popular in all the universities. And also we built our own systems to evaluate the actual coding part, how they code.
Okay.
Yeah,
right,
I think, I don't want to be sidetracking, but just a comment here. It's not a question. During the pandemic, a lot of big shot universities, Harvard's, Yale's, Princeton's, they all turned into online because, there was no other choice. They had to turn online, but they charged the same amount of money. Almost all of them. I never heard of them like foregoing all the tuition fees.
Yeah.
So when you look at bootcamp versus traditional university, and during pandemic, they were both online using almost the same tools like Canvas, very similar structures, but the pricing is like much different, right? Like bootcamps are usually much cheaper than private universities that charge 40,000-50,000 per year. Okay, it was just a comment, so food for thought for our viewers.
I agree with that. I mean, honestly, with the boot camps, I mean, we had one previous episode, as you Anwar know, in regards to boot camps, and Gulshan Beg was very adamant in terms of making sure that universities parents should be really considering the fact that if you have a like young high school almost graduate, think about what are you just going to pay $50,000 a year for like some prestigious university and just get a degree that was with the curriculum that was created 10 years ago. Well, 10 years ago things were very different, like Beknazar is saying, things they change, so IT changes dramatically every 6 months or so. There's things come up, right? So or you like you're saying, you pay $5,000, $10,000 a year or get some kind of boot camp, get couple skills, especially young, for those parents who are, have high school graduates coming up, think about not what you want to do for your kids, what they want, who they want to be, right? I mean, you don't want them to force to become hey, you're going to be IT specialist, and tell them, okay, you're going to be Java developer or something just because my friend was Java developer. It's not going to work, right? If you're going to say, oh yeah, this is a good university. That's not how. You just have to be really researching well, and these boot camps, I think, provide a very solid alternative, to traditional universities. I'm not really saying here, I'm not going to be the ones to argue here the pros and cons, but I'm just saying that, those are available. So I personally, when it comes to my time, I will also consider about, my own children, so, but so that was a side comment as well. But I have another question, Beknazar, for you. Can we talk a little bit more about specific programming languages that that use, for example, in your bootcamp out there available that you guys believe are important? And I know things may change, but as of right now, what do you think?
So again, I can talk about only test automation engineering and full stack development. We have Java as our mainstream language, and there's small languages as like SQL and Cucumber and other stuff, but mainly we work with Java. And the reason we work with Java because market is asking Java right now for test automation engineers. Java is the main part. Now, about overall the languages, I think if person wants to get into IT and I don't know how he wants to do it, and he choosing like what to learn, I think it's not really matter which language to pick. Only thing you need to pick one of the modern languages like Java, Python, JavaScript, and just stick to it. So this is important, not switching languages around, but learn one language well, and for sure you're gonna get a lot of things out of it. But if we talk general, if we will go to data science or machine learning and AI, then Python is good choice. I think for full stack development right now, JavaScript is good choice. So I would consider the two languages are getting
Java
really
and JavaScript. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's we heard about Python as well from previous episodes. We had the coding episode with for kids. Actually, Python was mentioned for like a little bit, around 10 years old. You can start actually getting into ideas about, Java, Python. So, and Java was probably for a little bit later, JavaScripting. So yeah, I mean, what you just mentioned is actually, solidifies the ideas we have in terms of, recommending to people who are out there listening that Java and Python are the ones you should be thinking about. So yeah, this is great. Anwar,
I think it's a good point to stick to the same.
Yeah.
Don't jump around. It doesn't really give you that much. Just use one tool and be great at that tool, and then later on at a later stage, once you're an expert, you can probably pick other languages a lot quicker. So Beknazar, I actually wanted to ask a little more in detail about your specific school. Of course, there's a lot of boot camps. We talked about, what to choose, how to choose, and things like that. But I'm curious if you could share a little more detail on your specific school so that people get an idea. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, as I said, we are Tech Lead Academy, and I'm one of the instructors there. I teach Java there. Basically, we offer two programs. One of them is Test Automation Engineer. It's our most popular program. And another one, Full Stack Developer. Test Automation Engineer starts from scratch. We don't require any experience, and as we just already discussed, English and laptop, that's enough. But Full Stack Developer, we require prior experience, and we do interview for people who want to join. Basically, Full Stack was designed for people who already graduate our school and working, so they can progress in their career. Now, in terms of how does it work, I will talk about Test Automation Engineer. It's 7 months course, and first 3 months we teach basic programming language, which is Java, and we slowly move to specific tools that they're gonna use at work, like Selenium, Cucumber, Maven, Jenkins, and other tools. About the market process, we help them with preparing for the interviews. We do mock-up interviews. We help them designing their resumes and how to be more visible for recruiters, and explaining how this whole recruitment system works and everything. So this is the marketing part. What else? I can share real quick our website if you guys interested.
Yeah, I think that will give an idea of how people should apply, and I think it gives like
sure.
of, yeah.
So Our website is techleadacademy.io. This is our website, and this is homepage. You can just go by finding the program. And right here, we have two programs, full stack and test automation. So full stack, as we discussed already, you should have experience. And this is no experience. So you go here and there's all the requirements. I mean, all the information that we have, price, curriculum, and everything basically is here. So
you have 30-day money back. So someone signs up, they make the payment for the course, but within 30 days, if they don't like, they can just get it back. And
yes, basically someone signs up and we charge for first month. We split the 4,000 like 7 months, I think, and then it's around 500. And in 30 days they can study, and if something doesn't work for them, so they can no question asked, we will refund 100%.
So it's monthly payments, and they get back, and there's nothing to lose. Basically, they just try it.
30 days they can try. Yes, 30 days.
And it sounds like a no-brainer in terms of somebody who's interested. Just go there, try. If you don't like it, just drop off.
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Is that common? Like, I really like this part. I don't know why, but like because I understand the immigrant situation. Someone is not 100% sure if they can do it. I've seen that a lot, because they might think, oh, my math is not good enough, or I'm not very good with computers. So this 30-day money back guarantee, do other schools have that too? Is it common?
Yes. I think everybody does same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically they can just fill up the form, sign up, and we will reach out to them and we're gonna work with them.
And Beknazar, I had a question actually I wanted to ask while you were talking about the schedule. So what happens after the pandemic? Are you guys also having in-person classes too, like planning to, or is it something, or are you guys going to keep it this way? I know for many companies, this is working well in terms of, remote learning or remote working. So what is the plan for you guys?
So actually, it's also working really well for us. So we're going to keep online. So far, we don't have plans to move in person. Now, it's really good topic you brought up, because there is big advantage and disadvantage for our students being online and being in class. But we find out that we're going to stick to online more and grow this way to try to improve online platforms.
So as a follow-up to that, sorry, Paro.
No,
you're probably asking the same question.
I was just going to say, maybe maybe you're gonna say, I was just going to say that, in fact, that the whole episode can be created in terms of benefits, right? Of pros and cons of studying online. I mean, studying online and working online. There's but
it's a big topic. Big topic. But just to follow up on that, Beknazar. So you had, before pandemic, you had in-person classes too, right?
Yes.
So when you compare the effectiveness of teaching, of how students absorb the information, is online just as good? Like, people are still learning as well as they did?
Be honestly, not that good. Like, in person is much better. 100% in person is much better, because the way information flows, it's totally different. Now, specifically, the time comes to the market when people need to go to the market, take the calls, and etc. Right? So in class is much better, because one student got the call, he got new question, and so on. So he can share with the class. But when it's online, they're sitting by themselves and they might missing some information. So that's what I noticed, that you need to repeat a lot of times same thing while online, because somehow people not listening or something, they're just missing it. And very important part.
I really like Beknazar's honesty, because if somebody was here in his position, they would say, no, online is great, but I like your honesty. I really appreciate your honesty, because, truthfully, it's really up to person probably, right? I mean, you can sit in person, you can be tired after work. You could just say, oh yeah, but I'm not doing well. But you were very honest in terms of, saying that, look, there's benefits. Of course, obviously, I see, in my personal example, if I have my children studying at home, and I have them studying at school, it's a big difference, right? Because they're more focused. They don't have parents, oh yeah, it's okay, you can do it later. No, it's not like this, right? So I agree with you, and I appreciate your honesty. So I think it's really up to person, but everybody needs to realize that if they decide to go to school online or study online, they have to motivate themselves. They have to be the one motivated. So
yeah, in any case, I think before the podcast, I talked to Beknazar. They're having a new class being signed up. So anyone interested, please go to that website. Bahram, we can share the website in the description of the video, right? We can probably put that.
Yeah, we'll put Beknazar's contact information and the website as well. So whoever wants to kind of follow up with Beknazar for more questions, or their recruiters, they will be welcome to do so. And I think we're all set, Anwar. We just want to wrap up. We don't want to take more time of Beknazar. He was very gracious to give us his share his time with us. I think it was very learning episode. I personally learned quite a bit. So we appreciate your time, Beknazar, for being with us today in our episode. And for regular viewers and listeners, please continue to subscribe. Watch us on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, listen to us on podcasts, wherever, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere else. We have a Facebook page, and also we have a Gmail account, immigrantbazaar@gmail.com. In case you have any questions or suggestions about new episodes, questions to our previous guests, anything that you would like to have a communication, please feel free to do so. So we would appreciate it. Anwar, anything else, Anwar?
Yeah, I just want to thank Beknazar and Tech Lead Academy. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for having me here. It was really great to talk with you. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And please do subscribe and let us know what you'd like to hear about. And so long. Take care.
Take care. Thank you, guys.
Take care. Thank you.